Hello, welcome once again into CAD in Beam. In this session, I'm going to train you on the first procedure that is taken by structural engineers to create the general arrangement drawing. So you can see here we have a number of procedures that we need to do once we are given the architectural drawing. With me here is the architectural drawing that we are going to use in this case, and is a real life project. So we are going just to get these structural drawing that you are seeing here. You can see we have the ground floor, we have the typical first floor, then we have this one as the rooftop plan, and then we also have its this is the front elevation. We also have the right elevation, right and left elevation, or rear elevation. Again, we have it left elevation is here. This is the cross section XX, as you can see. So the first thing, actually, once you are given such, just do a study of your model. You see how it looks like, when it has cantilevers, it has stairs and everything. So once you do your study, the next thing that follows is actually to import that model into AutoCAD, so that you can actually start creating a general arrangement drawing, as you can see here. So that's what you are going to do today. We are just focusing on creating a general arrangement drawing. So to create a general arrangement drawing in a model, the first thing that you have to do is that we have to import that PDF into AutoCAD. So the first thing, we just import it, and then we'll just do some type of cleanup. After you just do some cleanup, we just organize layers, check units, and also check the unnecessary detail and remove them. So this is actually what you want to do with our model that I've actually shown you here. So without wasting much time, let's get started. And if you want actually to secure these PDFs so that you can practice along with me, the link is in the description below. So I'm doing this courtesy of my classes ongoing. This is just actually a real life project that we are designing. So I'm putting my best foot forward to ensure that I give you the best that you will not get it anywhere. I'll show you tips and tricks on how to speed up your work and everything. So as you can see here, I've already imported the ground floor. So I need to import the other floor plans. That's the ground floor. We have the ground floor. We also have the typical floors. You can see this was a 5-story building. So we need to import the ground floor. Then we also import the typical floors. And then we can again as well import the roof plan. So once you get your PDF like this, you just import the floor plans, because general arrangement drawing are typically meant to be done on these floors. So we have the ground floor here, as I mentioned. We also have the typical floor plans, and then we also have the rooftop. So just import all this. As you can see, this is a G+5 building. This is the ground floor, and then have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then have the top here. This is a G+4. Let's just see this one. Story 1, ground floor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, G+5 building. Thank you. So let's just proceed. So the next thing that I'll be doing, if you want to import your model, you actually open your AutoCAD, launch it, and then just come to insert. Under insert, you'll find this option for import PDF. So I'll just come here and import my PDF. Just click on it to import a page after page. So remember, I started with the ground floor, so I'm importing now again the first floor, or the typical floors. Just give it time, it will open. And whenever it opens, you can see it comes here. So I ought to move it a bit away from the origin, so that when I import now the roof level, they do not clash there. So this is the ground floor. Then we have the typical floor, and then I want to import also the roof floor. So ensure that we import all the floors. So click on this, and now let's open the last one here. Just click. And now let's have it here. just arrange them here systematically. So once you import, the next thing is actually you can now just move them to wherever you want. Just put them properly. I want just to put them somewhere here. Then just do a copy of whatever you have imported. Remember, if you had a DWG, you could not have actually imported it as a PDF. Rather, you ought to have just have imported this as a D. You will have used the open object here. The open. This is what I mean. If you didn't have this PDF format file for the which has the architectural plan, so you are just doing an insert. But we having the DWG who didn't have used the insert method, will have just imported it. We will not have just imported it through opening. You could just come here and then just say that open, and you will just open a DW file. So that process, either you are opening or you are importing, depending on the file format that you have. So once you import, you separate. We have this one as the original model, but we want to work on this. We are just keeping this one for the sake of reference. In case anything goes wrong, we can actually reference here. So just come to Home tab, take your rectangular, and just do a window like this, so that you know that I'm working on this, but this one is just reserved for the sake of references. So as you can see in my notes here, what you need to do once you import, you can do now, you have to prepare your AutoCAD. So to prepare it, to just do some basic cleaning of your model. So just come back to AutoCAD. That's actually why we saved this original copy, because we want to do a lot of modification. Like now, we don't want this title block. That's the first thing that you just have to delete it. But you realize that once I select the title block, it selects everything. And to solve that issue, you just do what's called explore. Just explore your model, just check on this. Once you check on this, actually click on explore, do it twice, so that you convert this drawing from being a block to being an object. So just do like this. Again, you do click on explore, and then escape. So it's taking a while. Yes, we have it here. So once we explore now, you can actually select each of these title block and you just remove it. Just select it very well like this. Now just remove this. Select also this, because we actually do not need these title blocks for now. Just leave them here. Just make sure that you just do a quick selection of this. At least you clean up your model, so that you can start now creating other elements like grids and columns. So once you actually clean up this model in this manner, the next step that you follow is you can do further cleaning of our model. Let us just see. You can just check on that. Do this, right click, say select similar. Let's just see. Yes, you can actually do this. As you can see, it's just working. Yes, again, select this, right click, select similar, delete those. Yes, we have a model like this. What else has been left? But sometimes we find that we don't have so many layers that we can actually select. We might have very few layers, and to just avoid deleting key elements, let's just see. For instance, if you just select on this and then you just deselect, can see it's selecting up to these ones here. So this not actually, some layers are overlapping. So if you have such a challenge, you just leave it at this point, and let's just try to select whatever is possible. Select this, right click, say select similar. can see it's really selecting until the grids. However, so just do a basic cleanup. And then after doing a basic cleanup, we'll do further cleanup as we model. So now you have just imported, then you have done just a basic cleanup. The next thing that you have to do, you have to scale your model so that if I have this one as like as you can see, we have this one. These walls are supposed to be 200. You can see how the trace of this length of this wall is supposed to be 200 millimeters. But however, if now you come to here and measure this, you realize that this is not 200. As you can see, this is like, so we have to scale our model. And how do we scale our model? So to scale our model, you just select, you can simply select everything here so that you scale everything proportionally. Come to scale. Once you come to scale, here that's asking you that specify the base point. Just click anywhere on the screen to specify that base point. And then once you specify base point, the next thing will be asked that specify the scale factor. Copy or reference. Just say that you want to take a reference and then just zoom to wherever you are sure that this one is supposed to be 200. So you want to reference, want to give this as a reference that the distance between our walls or the wall thickness is actually 200. Then just click here and this. So if you make this wall 200, it will proportionally scale out everything to the right dimensions. Then once you select your wall distance, just give it 200. Just write 200, then press enter. Then just leave it. Once you press 200 and enter, then you have automatically scaled this this drawing. And once we scale our drawing, if we come back to where we had our wall here, and now we just try to do our measurements. If you try to do the measurement, you can see that our scale is so small, but if we zoom it in, we find here this is 200. Now, to make sure that once we to change this dimension style so that it's more visible, you simply come to annotate. Under annotate, simply come to standard. Under standard, just come to modify. Once you are in the modify, just first go to text, change this text height to 200. 200 works well in most cases. And then just come to lines, not lines, arrows, and change also this one to another 200. Come to primary units and change this one to 0. And then come to another one. Do we really need? Yes, you can simply come to symbols and arrows, text. Yes, come to text. Ensure that we have this one as aligned. And once you have underlined, just come here and give it above like that. And off dimension here, you can simply give it maybe like 1. With that, we are done. Just click set, click close. You can see we have our dimension here as 200 and it's now visible. So with that one, you can simply now just delete this dimension. And once you scale now our drawing, the next thing that will be is that you have to create our layers. Creating our layers will just come to home tab. Under home tab, there is this layer properties. Here we have 2 key layers. I can say 2 key, and then you can maybe add others like dimension. You can see the layers that we have here so far that came with the PDF, but we want to create our layers. The first layer that you want is for the grid layer, and ensure that you write grid so that ProtoStructure can actually read it. Understand? So you can simply write grid, click enter, but ensure that your grid layer has color property. Give it a visible color. You can give it maybe light yellow, this yellow here, or just like this one. Just give it this to yellow. It's not badly off. Make it its default weight to line weight. Okay, just say okay. Then give it a line weight. No, just no need. Just give this line weight to 0.9. And then let's do another layer for the columns. So once you do the column layer, just give it a different color. You can give it whichever color, but let's pick green, and then just give here a line weight of 0.4. However, you can create another layer that you can maybe want to do dimension, and then maybe you can give it a different color, like maybe you can give it this. Just click OK, and let the line weight be 0.2. Maybe you want to do another one, maybe for the text. Just do the basic layers. Maybe for the text, you want to give the text maybe this. Yes, line weight can be just be 2 once you create those layers. But remember, the key layer that you have to create is this one, the grid layer and the column layer. The others are just supportive layers. Then just click here, close. And once now you click close, now that you have our layers, we have to start creating our grids. We just create our grids and columns, and then you can do further editing. But remember that as you can see, we don't need some of these properties like this. So we can actually proceed and delete them. We actually not need this. So it takes quite some time to do these cleanups, but this is something that you can do as we go on. And remember that we even do not need these what's referred to as this architectural grid, because we want to do our own structural grids. So it will even be more easier to delete this once we actually add our grids and a column. So let's just proceed and do it. So change this one to grid. Once we change it to grid, now we have to put our grids. Just come and write that XL for the construction line. We create grid by just using construction line XL. Press enter, and then if you want vertical grid, just press XL, enter, and then V, enter. Now we have this vertical grid. And remember that you want to snap the center of these walls. You want to bisect our walls, and to bisect our walls is not automatic that this grid, architectural grids, will be having a center line of this. So to ensure that you create it at the center of the wall, you just come and create a line that can bisect this. Just come here, do a line. So I've actually drawn this line. If I bisect it, then I'll be sure that I'm bisecting this wall that I have. Just write XL, enter, and then V, enter, and then just come and bisect this. Just that is where we have the center line of this line. Then that's the center line of the walls over here. Then just delete this. So you can see the step that we have done to put our first grid. Then for the subsequent grids, you just select this line here. Once you select it, right click, say copy selection, and then just pick at the edge of the wall. So maybe I can pick here. So that's the pick point. So you just move along and you place your grids along the edge of this, of every wall. Where in every place that you have a wall, just place a grid. Just do this. Come here again. So ensure that you bisect all these walls. Just bisect all the walls that are existing here. Can move on. Let's just bisect all the vertical walls. Bisect all the vertical walls. You can as well also bisect this one. You can as well also bisect this one. You can also bisect the next wall. You can also bisect the next wall. Continue until all the walls are just bisected. Now this is the perimeter wall. We really do not need that perimeter wall. Let's see, is there any wall that hasn't been bisected? Yes, we have this wall here. So ensure that you bisect all the walls. Yeah, I think I've done all the walls. So whatever that is left is. So let's proceed. Just say XL this time. Enter. Press H for horizontal. Enter. Again, you can do the bisecting of these walls here. So because we are not sure whether this architectural grid bisected this, you can see when this one had some slight deviation. So let's just do our own bisecting here. Click here, draw a wall up to this, then bisect this line by half. If you, because this wall is 200, if you bisect this line exactly at the center of it, then you have bisected this wall by half. Just do XL, enter, V, not V but H, escape, just do XL, enter, H for horizontal, you enter, then just click here. Just look at the center line of this. You can see this will have the center line of it. So just delete this. Then go ahead and select this line. Once I select it, just say copy selection. Once you copy the selection, you just do a pick point. Like now, you can pick at the edge of this, and you just move on to bisect all these walls that you so wish. So select each of these walls, bisect that, click at the edge of each of these wall, continue, click again at the edge of this wall, click again here, just bisect each wall that we have it here, bisect also this. So this is how you create actually your structural grids, and you do them very accurately that can actually so we have it here, we have this. Let's just see, is there any wall that hasn't been bisected? Let's just see, we have all the walls so far bisected. So once you bisect all the walls as needed, you just do a rectangular and you trim off these lines. Just do just a rectangle. I can just do it maybe a rectangle here. Just then once you do this rectangle, select the rectangle. Then I'll just come pick your trim and just trim off here. Trim off this. Trim off this. Trim everything here. Then escape. Once you escape, now you can actually delete these rectangular. Then now you have already your grids here. Then what next here? The next thing is actually have to do your columns. So just come to this, change your layer to columns. Under column, pick these rectangular or a polyline. Do not draw the columns using the line command because you want it to be like a single unit. So do this, right? I want just to use 300, tab 400, enter. So this is the column size of my, which I want to use here. So I can simply escape, not escape, but what I'll do here, I can just add this line weight so that I make my columns more visible. So, or you can even use a smaller column so that it's more clearer. So just do this. If you want to do a different type of a line, just put maybe 225, tab 225. or 225, or can simply one to 225 will be very small for this. Just do 200 by 300, 200, enter 300. Yes, sorry, let me just repeat that. 200, tab 300. Just click on this, copy. You can put them aside and then rotate this. You can put the auto mode just to ensure that you rotate it properly. So we have this our column. So just pick this, come here and say copy, not copy but copy selection, then pick the center of this. Once you pick the center, just turn the auto mode off. Then you can actually ensure that, oh, we didn't bisect, oh, this was the, we needed to bisect actually this grid here. You can see there is no bisection, but because of that, so we'll simply do like this, copy, right click, copy, select at this point here, just come up to the center of this, just add that that grid there. Just click on this, right click, copy, just snap all this so you can see how our PDF looks like, or how our drawing. You can always confirm if maybe you want to, I'm not sure. So we have this line here, these two, and then it shift here. We have these balconies. So with this, you can see we have these two, and then it moves in. So this is the perimeter wall. So I hope it does not confuse you. So I'll simply come again and shift my columns to this part here, and ensure that you just snap them at the center of our grids, or at the line of intersections of our grids. Just come here. So just come again. So just place your columns appropriately, as you can see. So once you are done there, you simply also come and continue placing all your columns. Continue placing all these columns. And if you need this folder, please practice along with me. I'll leave the PDF below. You can actually access it, and through that is one way that you can support the channel. I'm just giving it $2, which is around 200 Kenyan shillings. So you can just access it, and you just practice along with me. Do I need a column here? Probably. Okay, some of these you can just modify them later. Let's also come here, just place over this. Now when you come to protostructure, you can easily shift this column using an eccentricity a bit so that it flashes with the wall, so that one has nothing to worry you. But ensure that you snap at the grid intersection, at the center of those grid intersection. That's where you actually place your column. So you need to place another column here. Proceed by placing another column here. I'm doing this one step by step so that you actually really understand how this is actually being done. Also proceed. So we also already done this. Now you can also confirm with your architectural plan. You can see how actually done. So we have this part here that we need to work on. So let's just come and work on it. This one we need a column here. We also need another column at this point. Not at that point, but we need it at this point here. I believe this one is more appropriate because we have a beam coming directly here, not here. Also, we need another. So with this, just delete this column. It's not needed here. So we have actually done our grids and columns. So what we also need to do is we want to do an extra cleanup of our model. Remember that we don't need these grids, or we also do not need these dimensions, because now we can just place our own dimension. As you can see, if you just simply come to dimension here and we actually dimension, let me just take linear dimension, and you can actually dimension. You can see we have our dimensions here. So we'll just be using these our dimension. Remember that these dimensions are, as you can see them, if you pick this and this is 200. So we don't need any of these dimensions, neither do we need this column. So we have to do now again an extra cleanup of our model. I just left them here so that they could guide me a bit in dimensioning, but now that we are done, we just ensure that we just do a bit of now extra cleaning. Just right click that, delete, come on this side, select, you can do this window like this, whereby you only select whatever you have enclosed. So like here again, I can simply come here and delete all this. I can as well come here and delete all this. So these are just tricks of deleting. Remember that we do not also need this up to this level, just delete it. Let's just delete that. Delete this, the perimeter fence that I'm just deleting, as this one. We don't list the parking area, so we won't have any beam. Our beams will start from here. We also need to delete this and also delete that. So we also need to delete this. We also need to delete this part here. And I think the outer part here has already been deleted. We need just a balcony on that section. You can just undo that. So with that one, being in place, so we can still continue deleting all this. So just do an extra cleaning. You can actually do it as yes. You can simply click over this. So once you just proceed by just doing an extra cleanup of this model. So you can actually change this one to trim and extend. Just choose this one, and now just select on some of these walls like this. Let's just try to extend some of these walls. Okay, it's not fairly bad. You can just leave it at this place. As long as you can now be able to see some of these panel, how your beams are actually running. Select similar. Let's just see like this. Right click, erase. So having shown this, so this is the ground floor. Remember, you have to do like a superimposing of it onto this ground floor here. And to actually do that, you simply, let me just try to select this, right click, select similar. And let's simply change their color to, maybe you can give it this so that they are actually more visible. As you can see, all these lines that we have here. So these are our walls. You can simply extend all these walls if you just get time to just put the auto mode on. You can simply click on this one, just extend them. Click over this and extend. This one. So once we have that, so we can actually go ahead and select this, select similar. Once they say that select similar, right click, erase. You can see you have just erased everything. We don't want to erase all those. So maybe you can just leave it at that. And if you just have time, you just have to ensure that you do all this perfectly by simply, like here now, you can pick maybe match properties, just click on this and you just match property. And to do it very well, what you can actually do is that you can create a wall, beam wall here, something called another layer called beam wall. Just write it, create it here, because that's wherever we have a wall, that's where our beams are going to run. Just come to give it a different color. Maybe you can just give it this color here, right click, say enter, like that. Then you can simply select one of these. Just come and say that select similar, and now give it this beam wall. So once you give it the beam wall, you can actually come here and say that match properties, get this beam wall, and wherever we have this, just change them into the beam walls that you intend to have. Just change everything here into beam walls. I'm just showing you the faster way to just do this one faster, so that you have these are supposed to be the beams, how they'll be running here all across. Remember that we do not even need these windows. Let's just see if maybe they have a different line that we can go ahead and delete all of them. Just select similar, right click, erase. They share common properties, so with that one we have no otherwise, but just can also come to select. Another way that you can also speed this one, simply come to just select, do a selection of all these walls that you want them to take the beam walls. Then just select the beam walls and you just have them changed like that. Also have this part here. Now we'll be having a beam here structurally, but not a window. A window will be below, but on top of it, we just have a continuous beam. So just try to make everything as it will appear in our structural. Then just come select all this, change it to give it the beam one. So maybe you can simply merge properties, because this already is like a beam wall, but is not actually taking that color. So this one can actually do, because I've actually demonstrated on how you can proceed to finish up the model and cleaning up. I think up to this level we are on the same page. So you can simply continue like this. So I want just simply now to just show you the next step that you do, so that this doesn't take too long, but you now have the idea from where we started up to the level that we have reached. And if you are following me along and you are reaching these points, I'll appreciate that effort. And let me know in the comment below if actually you are experiencing any problem in doing this. So with this one, you can see our structural model is starting to take shape. So some of these they can even be deleted like this. Once we delete them, just delete even this one. It takes time actually, but I'm not going to actually then just come here, map properties, pick these ones, and actually map properties with this. And then once we map properties, just pick on this, or just get the extend command, just extend this one, extend this one, extend also this, extend also this. Yes, like that. So try to extend. Just come to extend. Yes, we also have that. You can also extend this. That isn't working. You can also have the pressure to extend this too. So once you do your cleanup of the model, so you can actually now pick this model as you can see it, and then you just superimpose it on top of this, and you see if everything that we have created here actually goes hand in hand with whatever we have here. Remember also this one, we do not need some of the elements, you can simply delete them. But because we want to superimpose and we want to just check everything, let's first do the superimposing. Right click, copy selected. You can pick a point from maybe the architectural area that does not change. Just pick it from here, remove the auto mode on, just come over to where you have the staircase. I just let's just see how that one appears. I think it is just well and good. There is no conflicting of elements, everything is just well placed. And even if you come to, so with this one, you don't have the structural area, not the but the staircase area, but we have the can simply do this, right click, copy, and just pick at this corner point here. Do you have that wall at that corner point? No, we don't have it. Let's just check. Where else can we pick? Can pick at this. Oh, that's the rooftop. We only have the edges, so we just pick at the edge, one of the edge of this. Yes, you can simply pick at that edge, and if we actually come here, we just give it at this edge. And we can confirm that all our, so we only have these balconies, as you can see here. So with that, we have actually seen everything will just be running as our perfectly well. So we just have a typical floor plan with whatever we have here, and we also have an extra balcony here. So this one will be a balcony which is not seen here at the ground level. Let's just see how that appears in our structure. We can see this is the ground floor level, but if you come on top here, we are having like a veranda for the typical. So you have this, the entire of this cantilever. You can actually notice how it's just running all through. But that one is not here on this floor. That's what's making the ground floor and the first floor. If I just have that one in mind, and now we can proceed with what having now confirmed that this structural drawing, if we import structure, it will work, and we only know that we will have just to add an extra cantilever on this side here. And if maybe you want to know if maybe you want to add it now, or you want to just demonstrate it, but just have it in mind that you are going to add this cantilever here, just to save us some time. So this is how you can actually prepare your general arrangement drawing up to this level. Only what's left, to just have to add some dimensions, and want to do a quick addition of dimension, just come and choose the dimension style, just come here, pick this. So you can just come up to this level, then just come and annotate, and annotate, give continuous dimension, just come up with this one. You only click on this as you proceed like this. Right click, just say the dimension continuous. So once you add this dimension, this is just also to guide you to understand the span levels, how your spans will be running, if they are too close, or you can just, like you can see this, you have 2 meters and this, so it means that this column can actually be, we can just remove it and we can still work without this column here. At this edge, we only have this column. So this one will also guide you on how to so that's the essence of adding some of your dimension. Just come here. Now do another linear dimension. You can actually dimension all the ribs. Press continue. Press another dimension. Press another dimension. come to another dimension, proceed, proceed. Just give an enter, then just do one overall dimension. Think up to this level, we are just fine. So we actually have our general arrangement drawing that now we can save and import into ProtoStructure. But before you save, always confirm that all that you have drawn here is correctly in the right units. So just do UN, enter. Once you enter, ensure that this precision is to 0, and then our units are in millimeters. Click OK. So here is our general arrangement drawing. Remember that it's just because of time, but we're supposed just to extend this beam to this part here. So with that, so you simply select the entire of this, right click, move it to the origin, set it properly to this origin here. You can just remove the auto mode, just bring it very closer to the origin like that. Once you have it there, let me position it correctly. Before you actually save it, you have to position it correctly here at the origin. So then select the entire of it, click W, then press enter. Once you press enter, just come to these two icons here. Ensure that you actually save it. The file format is DWG. You can simply write your name here, whatever it is, maybe GA. You can just give it 001. 001 GA for the final project. Then just click save here. Make sure that your insert units in millimeters because that's what you are working with. And without that, just click save. And you have your general arrangement. And so the next thing that you're going to do is just to import that GA drawing that you have drawn into ProtoStructure. So that one will be our second part of this tutorial. So if up to this point you have gained something or this has been helpful to you, kindly remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So this is where we'll just reach for now because I've shown you what's actually needed to be done for us to get that GA that we can import in either ProtoStructure, we can import it to maybe Tekla or whatever that we are doing for our design. So thank you for your time, and let's actually meet in ProtoStructure and we continue with the same modeling.